and share their dog's talents. We take them to auditions like this.
He's looking at you with I know. Look at me.
We take photos and videos of them and teach them to entertain us.
Look, that mouse just hit a cat on the head with a hammer.
What kind of a sick person thinks that animal abuse is funny? Not to mention the fact that the anthropomorphism of these cartoons sets children up with unrealistic expectations of animals in general.
That's the talking dog. This little one right here is Peppermint, and that's Dexter, and I'm Alana. I had a voice for Dexter, and I've had the voice for Dexter ever since he was a puppy. And if people came over and they'd say, "Hey Dex, how you doing?" then I would answer them in Dexter's voice, so what I thought Dexter would be saying or thinking. And people thought it was funny, and I had a degree in film and I wasn't using it, so I was like, why not just start making some videos with it? If it's funny, then people like it, then why not? The show is called Dexter's Rough Life, and it's the hardships that a little dog named Dexter has to go through. It started with just Dexter, and then we added Peppermint onto it afterwards. And it's the daily life of a dog and what they would be thinking or doing if they could speak in human terms. I never really anticipated that it would grow to the kind of audience that I have now. About 6 months in, I got a fan mail from somebody, an email from somebody, and they wrote to Dexter, and all the questions were directed to Dexter. I wrote them back an email as myself, because that's what humans do, and I actually got an angry response back from her, and she was angry that Dexter didn't answer the email, and she was dead serious. It was a grown woman, and she was upset that Dexter didn't answer her, and that's when I knew that this was actually people could really believe that these dogs were talking, that they had the personalities that they did. Whenever we meet people on the street, sometimes we meet fans on the street, and the first thing that they always say is, "I'm expecting them to talk any minute." Our main audience is 50 plus women, so I have a feeling it's people who their children have moved out, they've gotten a dog, and this is their new child, and they're actually our biggest fan base. That's the fun about owning dogs, too. There's times where I'll just sit and watch them, and they're my entertainment. I don't have TV, I just watch the dogs.
People have fun singing and dancing with their dogs.
Louis is an 8.5-year-old Boston Terrier. We had no idea his talent, and all of a sudden, O Canada started, and out of the blue, Louis started to sing, and we were like, wow. So he can sing O Canada and Happy Birthday and Mary Had a Little Lamb. O Canada. Oh, come on, you jazz it up a bit. Our home and native land. Oh, that was nice. True hatred, love, and all our sons come. In your soft voice. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, wait. And Mary went. Wait. Go, come on, help me. Go. That's Lou. Well done.
Musical canine freestyle, which is really dancing with dogs. That is the joy of music and fun and dogs and skills and trainings all rolled into one. I have a passion for this sport, and I actively compete with my dogs, and my dogs are titled all over the world, in the United States and in Europe, in this sport. And I love putting together those skills, because when we put music together with handlers, the dogs really pick up on this, and they move with the music, and they learn all sorts of cool stuff, and they bond with their handler that much more than any other dog sport I've ever experienced. That's a good one.
We train them to perform and do cool tricks.
Up again. Good boy.
We have the time and more resources to spoil them. We groom them and dress them and teach them to pose like models. We give them medical care like family.
Tiny, itty-bitty little stones. Come have a look.
What kind of bond do we have with our dogs today? Some of us love them and treat them like human beings, with the thoughts, feelings, and emotions of a friend, family member, or child.
I think there's a simple reason why the dog is our most popular pet, and that is that we share methods of communication. Dogs, or canines, group canines and group primates are the two groups of animals that have more facial muscles than almost any other. Dogs happen to have a lobe that move their ears around, and we have them that do our eyes, but they're two different groups of mammals that have lots of facial muscles. They're very visual with showing their emotions, and in most of those we can understand what they're saying. So we understand a waggy tail, even though we don't have tails that we can wag. And that means that we communicate with them.
When you go out to a party these days, or anywhere, it's quite spectacular that people will, whereas they would spend 70% of their time talking about their kids before, now it's 70% of their time talking about their dog. They've very much taken the place of children, either because people are deciding that they can't afford to have kids, or secondarily, they just don't think that they're up to it. Our two sons were just early days on Facebook, and they showed me Facebook, and I said, oh, look, dog book. Now there would be an idea. It very quickly sort of caught on. People kind of went, oh, dog book, wow, that's kind of neat. And it showed up on people's pages, and other people would see it, and that sort of thing. And so exponentially, it grew very, very quickly. So you sort of feel part of this giant family. And it really, quite honestly, that's the way we think of our users, is that this giant family of people who are just as crazy about dogs as you are, and love them and appreciate them just as much as you do.
Like, first thing I go to bed, she's in bed with me. If I go for a shower, she's in the shower with me.
I think as the world has gotten crazier and less sort of connected in terms of people talking to each other directly, I think that people are missing that, and I think that they have that relationship with their dogs.
And these dogs are the people's children and babies.
We care about them, and we want them to live almost as long as us, because letting go of a dog is like letting go of a family member.
People love their dogs. They want to do stuff with their dogs. They want to get out in the community with their dogs. They want to show off with their dogs. They just want to have fun. It's amazing the relationship and the bond that people have with dogs.
We've taken breeds of dogs that were bred for a specific utilitarian purpose, and we've modified their temperament, but perpetuated their looks. Their real job today is companionship. And the result is that they are easy to keep as pets.
Talent hounds, from foe to friend to family.
Up with the morning sun, me and my dog. Out for a morning run, just me and my dog. Down to the neighborhood park to learn a new trick. We can play fetch till dark with any old stick. When he picks a stick, he's not particular. My dog, my dog, my dog, it's my doggone best friend. Been thick as thieves, been thick and thin. My dog, my dog, my dog, my dog. arms when I call, wagging his tail. Now I'm not bragging at all, 'cause he never fails. He's as faithful as can be, and I'm full of pride to see that sweet dog smiling at me from ear to ear. I know he's happy just to be sitting here. My dog, my dog, my dog is my doggone best friend. Been thick as thieves, been thick and thin. My dog, my dog, my dog is my doggone best friend. When it comes to all trades, I may be the master,